Hi and good morning. My name is Caleb Finch, Operations Trainee. Today is August 26th and I'll be giving you your operational update. Before we get started, I want to talk about the significant fire resources that continue to utilize the Lakeshore Drive all the way up and down the Lakeshore corridor. The reason I bring this up is even though we went from level 3 to level 2 evacuation status, we want to reinforce the message that residents only are allowed in this area. We have a substantial amount of resources in there, and we want to make sure that their safety is taken care of. So please just keep this to residents and residents in there. Please watch your surroundings as our fire resources continue to do their daily job. With that being said, let's kick it over to our operational update, and we're going to begin in Division Alpha. So yesterday we had an unmanned aircraft system come in, or a drone, or what we refer to as UAS, fly a mission along Fire's Edge and what we refer to as the horseshoe with infrared imaging. And what they're looking for are hotspots. They found a few single sources of heat along that edge. What they did is grab a lat long or a location. They're passing that off to our crews today. Those crews are going to see what they can do about getting in here and looking for those sources of heat and extinguishing them. As we move into the Chelan Structure Group, that group, as well as some resources from Division Alpha, today they're focusing on installing the remaining water handling equipment, as we refer to, the pumps, the hose, things like that, along some homes within First Creek, as well as they're focused on some preparations along a piece of dozer line they're going to construct today near drop point 30. Let's come back up to the fire and let's get into Division Delta. Yesterday, fire activity was a little bit active yesterday afternoon, so resources came out to this point here, just south and west of drop point 25, and initiated a small firing operation to put some fire on the road ahead of that fire that wanted to slowly advance up to the 8410 road. They completed about a half a mile of that firing operation along that road system. Plan for today is to continue that operation as needed, and when I describe as needed is as the flanks of the fire want to advance and move towards that road system, they'll stay ahead of that advancing fire with our own fire and create that buffer so we don't get a slow push of the main fire up to that road system. It's a defensive tactic we use. In Division Delta, if they're not focused on the firing operation, they'll continue to work on those preparations along the 8410 road. They're making great progress, and they have been for several days, and they're going to continue to do so. We're thinking a few more days to get all this wrapped up in here with the preparations. Coming around, we're going to talk about Division Golf. Lots of work has been taking place over the last few days. They continue to prep the Devil's Backbone Trail, and that'll continue on for a couple more days before they wrap that up. We have crews spiked out at Baldy Spike, Stormy Spike, Brendigan Spike, Angle Spike, Handy Spike. And if you happen to see aircraft in the air today, that is the paracargo missions that are taking place to support those crews. They're basically taking supplies bundled up on pallets or other boxes with parachutes. They drop them out at certain locations at the spikes. Crews are then supported for 2 to 3 days at a time. Moving over to Division November, we have crews again spiked at the various spikes I mentioned. Their focus is to continue those preparations along the Devil's Backbone Trail, and that's in anticipation that if the fire wants to move and expand out to the west, we're able to have those control lines prepped and ready to ignite should we need to do so. As we move into Division Tango, obviously the preparations are complete within that division. Today they're utilizing heavy equipment, a masticator and an excavator to remove logs, remove the brush that's right along that control line and move it to the other side. We're basically putting the finishing touches on the preparations on this road system. In Division Yankee, this control line looks really good. They are holding, patrolling, monitoring. As I've said for the last several days, they've mopped it up, they've extinguished those hot spots. So today they're just continuing to patrol and monitor. Back up to the Safety Harbor fire, resources were pulled off that yesterday. It's looking really good, and they'll monitor that by air. So again, thank you for listening, and this concludes your operational update.